What's up, YouTube? DUBKDAD, Team DKF. What do you guys think about the format so far? It's been said by a couple of other YouTubers that Konami is like pretty much getting their wish. For a lot of you players who don't like mishmash of good cards being splashed into one deck and then calling it a deck. You know, Billy Braid deck, you know, 3 Tengu, 3 Tour Guy, 3 Max C, you know, the 4 Plants, Debris Dragon, what have you. And they're calling that a deck and having it dominate. We didn't like that. You're getting your wish. How does it feel? I think Konami is making it all about archetypes. If you want to run a successful deck, then you pick up one of the prefabricated decks that Konami, you know, pushes out. You know, just take everything with the same name in it. You want to run a wind-up deck, you grab all the cards that got a wind-up in it, and then put a few of the staples, the format staples in it, and then you got a deck. You want to run Insectors, you know, same thing. Now we got the hieroglyphs coming up. We got that new spellcaster shit coming up, and it's gonna be more of the same. And I think going forward, this is what Konami's dream is for the game. For the most part, I don't like it. I mean, I like Archetypes, but I don't understand if they're gonna do this archetype thing. Why don't they just, you know, cap off some of the older archetypes? I mean, what happened to Iron Chain? When Iron Chain Repairman was released, I was like, oh my god, this card is cool. You know, it gets the special summons Iron Chain from the graveyard, you know, level 4 lore or whatever, except for himself. But then they released the Iron Chain Dragon, same set, but no way to make it with the archetype. What? You couldn't make it with the cards. Kwakimeru, what the hell? You guys know I love that archetype. But for some reason, Konami made sure that you couldn't run any of the cards together. What the hell? So, I doubt that they could do anything to improve Kwakimeru's. I know they're not going to go back to Iron Chain. I know they're not going to fix Cloudians. I know we'll never see another Dark Scorpion support card. So I guess going forward, we're just going to have busted archetypes, huh? Yeah, that's what it seems like. What do you guys think about that? Do you like just playing straight up archetypes? Is that so that the coverage is easier to write? You know, one of the YouTubers said that they want to just put a name on the deck so that way they can advertise the set to get the cards to copy the deck. Yeah. Yes. I mean, that's a great marketing ploy. But in terms of gameplay, you know, you just destroy the creativity. Yeah, net decking is not creative, but the person who tested a deck and finally got the deck, you know, working perfectly, you know, that person used his creativeness, you know, to iron out that deck. So that's the creative aspect, you know, in terms of what Billy Brake did with the Tengu Plant deck. And then looking in the past with Chaos Return and Dark Arm Return, you know, the people who worked on that deck and perfected it and refined it, they used their creativeness to get the deck there. And it just seems like we'll never have that again. Konami's just gonna say, okay, here's an archetype. We'll have a boss monster, or we'll have this win condition, or we'll have this loop, and then here's all the cards to make that possible. We'll give you some accelerators, you know, either a card that summons or a card that lets you draw, you know, deck thinning, what have you. We'll give you a little bit of destruction. We'll give you some hand control. We'll give you some field control. We'll give you some theme spell or traps that facilitate all the aforementioned bullshit. And here's the deck. That, I don't like it. Because what that's going to mean is you're going to need 3 of all those cards. And sets are going to be geared that way. And any kind of decks that you want to create or, you know, be original with won't be able to compete because they're going to make sure to either ban or make obsolete any of the older strategies. And I think that's bad for creative players like myself. It may be good for the health of the game in terms of getting more people to play. I mean, so what? A few thousand people quit. How many millions of people are on this planet who do not play the game yet? So, Konami can, wash off a couple thousand of us, to pick off a few thousand of the millions of people who don't play. So keep that in mind. It's DUBKDADONE, I'm out.